So we've been talking about goals for 2022 and kind of what people are trying to do in the new year and where their focuses are. And seems like pretty unanimously staffing is the focus just because of all the things that are going on. Retention is really a big area right now. And so retaining the quality staff that you have and finding new staff is really going to be a focus for most healthcare providers going into 2022. So I wanted to share with you something that has really helped me in the past that I've done that staff seem to like, and that seems to be a good way to kind of show you where you need to focus in your retention efforts. And it's kind of hard to know like what I can fix, what I can't fix. You know, there's things I don't have control over with my staff. So surveying staff is a great way to get a pulse on the areas that you could focus your energy on, where staff are dissatisfied and why. I'm going to just explain a few ways you can do this. There's 3 different ways that I've done this that you can do this. And I'll tell you my favorite one and why. So surveying staff is just a great way to tell you an immediate place where you can start and give you an immediate pulse on where things are at with your staff. So there's 3 different ways I've surveyed that I suggest you could try. So you can do a written survey that they put in a shoebox or a comment box, or if you have a box already, or you can decorate a box for fun, you know, like a Valentine's box type of survey, and just have little slips of paper that you type out the survey questions on and they can handwrite a response to. I would keep surveys very short. So I would do no more than 5 questions just to cover a few main areas. So 3 to 5 questions is usually plenty, and you can put those on little slips of paper that they can drop into that box and be as anonymous as that can be. You know, depending on the small size of some facilities, you may know everybody's handwriting, but it's a nice way to collect responses over time. It's kind of low pressure, like they can do it as they have a minute and drop it in. And then you can put on the box, this is the closing date. I'm going to collect the surveys. We're going to review them together as a management team and take your suggestions and put them in place for how to, you know, better acknowledge and retain the quality staff that we have, or recruiting efforts. You can put multiple different things in those questions. The second way is to do an email survey, which would be like SurveyMonkey is free up to 10 questions. And that can be anonymous, you know, to some extent. Obviously, you can check people's IP address, but most of us nurses aren't going that far. So hopefully people generally know that. But the only thing with that is that if you have some tech challenged people, or you have people who don't check their emails very often, it's going to be hard to push that option through. But if everybody's on email and they all check their emails and your EMR is online anyway, you can put a reminder flag in the EMR to check your email and complete the survey by X date. And that's nice because it tallies your results for you and shows a really cool graph of what the responses were and what percent they are. And you can use that to do some quick analytics without sitting and going through each response. So that's a great way to do it too. The way I recommend doing a survey is, you know, kind of picking a random sampling of staff and pulling them aside and saying, hey, could you answer a few quick questions for me? And maybe you can give them, you know, $5 Sonic gift card or Wendy's gift card, or some small little token that you might have for them, you know, a pen or a badge holder or stickers or something like that. And just say, here are the 3 questions. Just answer them as honestly as possible. I'd like your feedback on how to improve our retention and our recruitment for 2022, and I'd love your ideas. And then you can ask them the 3 questions and get their feedback. Now, their feedback might not be as forward as some of the anonymous options would be, so you might not get an answer like, well, my supervisor is very short with me, or doesn't approach issues well, or makes assumptions, or doesn't give me a chance to explain, or you might not get those things face to face that you might get in an anonymous survey. So that's one thing to consider. But I like the face to face options because you get more from that, I feel, than you do just somebody jotting something down. So you might get better ideas. You might get a feel for how they really feel. Whereas some people, in surveys anonymously can take out all their rage on you. So, if you want to get a more accurate and a more detailed response, you probably want to go for the in-person. And you could do a few slots and just have people that were willing sign up for those. Hey, everybody, I need 10 people. I need, 3 from first shift and 3 from second shift and 3 from third shift. Or I need 3 nurses and 3 aides. Just depends on how much time you have and you want to dedicate to it and how far you want to spread it out. So if you can only do, could only squeeze a few in one day a week, you don't want to drag this thing out for months. So that might not be the best option for you. But if you have a very small facility, you could do 100% of your staff in 1 week. If you have a very small agency and it's you and another caregiver, or you and an aide, or there's just 5 of you, you could sit down and create a staffing meeting around that survey response. So those are some ideas for you to get started with your goals. And I have a very simple staffing course that I'm launching for 2022 that you can really use to kickstart your retention, that anyone can use for any setting. If you'd like more info on that, feel free to comment below more info on simple staffing success, and I will get that to you. So hopefully that's helpful. Let me know what you think, if you've ever surveyed your staff before, and what the results of that were for you. Thanks, guys.